Hello everyone, this is Dr. Priyanka Agarwal, dentist from Hyderabad. So welcome to our channel Talking Tooth. So in this video, we will see what is the easiest way to prepare for pharma exam, which is the part of second BDS in India. Okay, so we will try to make this exam preparation being very exam oriented, but still being very conceptual, easy and as fun loving as possible. So before going to the actual subject, first we will see how we are going to study. What is our plan of action? So our reference textbook is going to be mainly KD Tripathi. Yeah, we are going to study from Tripathi, and believe me, it is going to be very easy with our notes. Right. For some topics, we will also going to use Padmaja here and there. Okay, so we are going to cover entire pharmacology from first to last chapter, being focused, very focused on previously asked questions in this sequence. So this is the sequence from the Tripathi textbook. I have made some changes here and there to have a good flow and to make it more simple. Okay, you will understand that once we go ahead with the chapters. So let us take the example of ANS. In the ANS, to be specific, take the example of cholinergic drugs. So if you are studying ANS and cholinergic drugs, how we are going to study that? So first we will see what are the important questions from this specific chapter. So I have prepared this list referring to previous 10-year question papers, university exam question papers, and this list will have clear idea about which question is asked for 4 mark, 8 mark or 2 mark and how important they are. Okay, so after having an idea about the questions asked in this chapter, we will study the classification and the notes. And the notes is the actual answers where the notes is where actual answers are. Okay, so for the classifications and the notes, I will take back to this notebook. So let us see the classifications first. So you can see the classification of cholinergic drugs here. So we will study the classifications in story-based approach. So what many people do is they make mnemonics out of this classification like A, M, C, B. So once we complete entire pharma, you can imagine at the end you will have bunch of such mnemonics and everything will become a khichdi out of it. So the best way to study and to retain classification is to make stories being very specific to that classification. Okay, so like that. So for every classification we are going to have one story. So if you just remember that story, you will remember the name of the drug, and that will be very specific for every classification. Okay, for example, here if you want to remember these 4 names, physostigmine, neostigmine, pyridostigmine and rivastigmine, you can remember like these 4 stigma breaking friends like physo, neo, pyrido and riva. They were using Android phone, so androphonium you can remember, and they were tagging, so tacrin, okay, which went wrong, so galantamine, galat is wrong, okay, on the page, so donepezil, okay. So like that we will have story for every classification. Okay, so you can see all the classification written here, what we are going to cover in our future videos. Okay, so this is about classification. Now when you go to the answers of cholinergic drugs, so I will take you to that. So this is the notes for cholinergic drugs. So here you can see they are very they are handwritten by me. They are very concise, very simple, and they have a good flow, so it's very easy to remember. And you can see all the pictures here which will make the understanding of the notes even more simple, more retention will be there. Okay, and the best thing about these notes is they are exam presentable. You can write just like this in your exams. So all the tables and wherever it is needed, flow charts, most of the mechanism of actions will be presented in the form of flow charts. Okay, so diagrams like this will be there. So this is how we are going to cover each chapter. Okay, each chapter, to be specific, each question asked or asked till now in previous year question papers or important ones. Okay, so this is how we are going to study pharma. So so I think we got an idea about like how we are going to study and in the easiest way to have good retention and to really score good in exam. Okay, so this approach is tried and tested because this is how I studied, and that is how I can assure you this is how I studied, and I think it will help many students out there. You can also see my marks list attached here with my marks written on it. So you can see the marks here. So by this you can get the confidence, and let's see you in the next video of Introduction to General Pharma.